Welcome to this edition of Coffee Coaching. I'm Andrea Sittig-Rolf, Chief Blitzmaster and CEO of Sittig Incorporated and creator of the Blitz Experience, a one-day activity-based new business development program that empowers salespeople to fill the pipeline in just one day. You have your coffee? You ready to go? Let's do this. Do you find yourself struggling for the right kind of questions to ask in order to engage the prospect so the first meeting feels more like a conversation and less like an interview? Would you like to know what types of questions to ask to engage the prospect in conversation? The question-answer game in sales is vital to not only finding, qualifying, and closing deals, but offering the best possible solutions to your prospects and customers. The key in asking the right questions is to keep them open-ended. Questions you ask your prospect should begin with the words who, what, why, when, where, or how. Statements that begin with tell me about or please describe work well in allowing the prospect to describe in detail his or her needs in regards to the solutions that you provide. Try to limit questions that begin with are you, do you, will you, would you, could you, should you, because they are close-ended in nature and encourage yes or no answers from your prospect. Rather than you doing most of the talking, you want your prospect to do most of the talking during the initial meeting. Asking open-ended questions will allow that to happen naturally. After the initial rapport-building portion of the meeting, ask some of these open-ended questions to learn as much as possible about the challenge your prospect is having. Engage in a conversation and ultimately understand what solution you can provide to best solve their problem. Please describe the challenge you're having now. Please tell me about what you're doing now in order to try to resolve the problem. How does this challenge affect your overall business strategy? Who is affected the most by the challenge that you're experiencing? Customers, internal employees, or departments? How are they affected? What will happen if you don't solve this problem? Who else are you considering to provide this solution? Why are you considering my company to provide a solution? What criteria are you considering in order to make your decision final? What is the process you will follow in order to determine the best provider of the solution needed? Who in your company is involved in making the final decision for vendor selection? How much budget have you allowed for the project regarding this particular solution? When would you like to have the solution in place? And what will a successful solution look like to you? The best way to start the conversation is to use the tell me about or please describe phrases, since they are the most open-ended of all the questions and statements provided above. Sometimes by beginning the conversation this way, it's unnecessary to go on with the rest of your line of questioning. You might get all the information you need by using one of these two key phrases, tell me about or please describe. By allowing your prospect to answer open-ended questions, you do three things. First, you will ensure the prospect is able to tell you in his own words the challenge that he's having, allowing him to focus on the key points that are important to him. Second, you will begin to understand the solution you will need to provide. And third, you allow the rapport-building process to happen naturally by engaging the prospect in conversation. Thanks for joining us. Join us again for another edition of Coffee Coaching.